Tom from the Metalheadz show here with Tony of Battlecross. How are you today, Tony?
What's up, bro? How you doing? Fantastic.
Great. So for the people who are unfamiliar with your band, who and what are Battlecross?
We are a thrash metal band from Detroit, Michigan. We're a 5-piece, and we've come here to thrash. I don't know. Yeah.
Ace. So this is your first European tour, right?
Yes, sir.
How does it feel to be supporting Killswitch and Trivium on your first ever European tour?
Oh man, it's f***ing badass, dude. Honestly, we met those guys a couple years ago on Trespass America tour, and to come back around, do something we've never done before with guys that we know is pretty badass. And it's also cool we get to come over and like actually play in front of people, because we had offers before of coming over and just it would have been kind of like, well, nobody knows who we are, so it's like hit or miss whether anybody's going to show up. So it's actually cool to be opened up for something guaranteed to be playing for an audience that could like our music. So
have Killswitch and Trivium had any direct musical influence over yourself or the band?
Oh yeah, for sure. Both bands, definitely. I know for Don, our bass player, Trivium's like a huge influence. I would have to say Killswitch is a huge influence for me. When Alive Just Breathing came out, I was really into them at the time. And huge inspiration for songwriting, guitars, and everything. And then touring with them the first time was like just this awesome, mind-blowing experience where, you know, Jesse came back and like now they're playing more older stuff and like they sound so good. And it was just like to see them go on stage and to see Jesse like be so humble, even though they're larger than life, that was really influential for me, because it's like, oh wow, even though they're like on top, like they're still all like really humble dudes and, you know, really cool, easy to get along with guys, easy going and everything. So that, the professionalism, and also their music, hands down. So I definitely got a hand to Killswitch for that, for sure.
Great. How would you compare touring the United States and Europe, like a small country like the UK?
Oh man, it's pretty different. It's kind of like just playing another show, but I think the crowds are different. I think,
in what way?
It seems like people are way more into metal here. Like back home, like there's diehard metal fans, but it's not as like widespread. Like even just hanging out after the show, like going to the pubs and bars around town, it's like everybody's into metal. They're blasting metal over the radio. You know, it's just not like that back home. You know, it's like 1 in a million places you'll find like metal playing, unless you go to like a metal concert. Yeah. So it's like just a totally different scene anyway. But yeah, man, it's awesome. Really happy to be here, and it's like a eye-opening experience for me because I've never been outside of the U.S. and Canada. So like to be in a different country is just really badass. So yeah.
Awesome. So you're playing Download Festival in June as well.
Okay.
How excited are you for that?
Very excited, man. That's I mean, I don't know too much about it, all the details yet for us, but I mean, just like hearing about it over the years and just how prestigious and how, you know, widespread and how many people come to it. It's just awesome to be a part of that. You know, hopefully we get to play in front of a lot of people. So it'll be awesome.
So your second album, War of Will, came out back in July. How did your fans react to that?
I think we had a pretty good reaction. Based on like album sales and just like people like coming up to us sing, you know, their favorite song or whatever. Like Flesh and Bone is one of people's favorite songs. So I don't know, it wasn't really it's not like, because I've had this question before, like how did you feel like you had to outdo your first album? And it's like going into the writing process, writing War of Will was more like, we got to write where we're at now. We're like, this is our band, we're these 5 guys, you know, this is where we are now. Where our first album was more like, it took so long to write, different members in and out, you know, so it wasn't really like us. It was like kind of a mix of the different guys and stuff. So to put out War of Will was like, this is where we are now, this is our music with all the experience and the influences behind us now to come out and put out something. Yeah. And Shannon Lucas is on there too. But it just happened to work out that way because he's a friend of ours, and we parted ways with our original drummer Krieger right before we went in the studio. So it was like he had 2 weeks to learn the material and then put his own spin on it and make it badass. Yeah. So it was like Shannon came in and swooped down and fucking, he's like, hey guys, I got you, you know, it was awesome. So it came out pretty sweet, and now he's on the road with us, so it's like really cool that Shannon's with us, and it's the way the album was intended, the lineup was intended, so amen. Yeah.
Hey, so final question. I've got you guys on Facebook, and I know that you guys are very good with social media. How important would you say social media is nowadays for a band like yourself?
It's crucial. You got to be into it. It's like, I'm personally one of those guys that was like, I don't know about all that stuff. Like, I like talking to people. You know what I mean? But then the thing is, nowadays everybody's on social media. Everybody's online. So if I didn't have anything to do with that, I'd be missing out on that. So it took me a minute to get into it. Now that I'm into it with my guys, it's like, so this is cool. Well, I'm not obsessed, but it's cool. It's like, because like you guys hit me up and I can hit you up right away. And it's funny, like people will message us on our Facebook, like direct inbox messages, and they'll be like, I can't believe you said anything back to me. That's crazy. And it's like, well, why wouldn't we? I mean, that's the point. You know what I'm saying? So it's like very important to stay in touch with the fans. You know, and all that stuff. So, and that's just one other huge way to do it is social media. So.
Well, thanks so much for speaking to us. Really appreciate it. Have a good show.
Thank you very much.